Beneath the underworld, beneath the last whisper of time, there is something deeper, not sleeping, not waking, only existing, only remaining. It has no breath, but it exhales eternity. It has no voice, but silence learned from it. This is not a god, not a being. It is the root from which all fear grows, the place even gods do not name, the shadow that predated light. You may fall forever, and still not reach it, because Tartarus does not wait at the bottom. It is the bottom, and deeper still. No wind howls here, no light dares touch, even thought loses shape. When drawn into this gravity, it is not chaos, it is not void. It is what those words try to describe, but fail. It stands, frontal, silent, not to be seen, but to remind the world that something older remains. It does not rage, because rage belongs to motion, and motion cannot survive this place. It does not punish, because punishment requires justice. And here there is only weight. All that is loud becomes quiet. All that is proud forgets its shape, because the presence beneath presence is not something one meets, but becomes. Even death has a place. Even gods have purpose. But this simply is a figure made of stone, but not carved, cracks not from time, but from holding too much silence. It does not remember, for remembering belongs to form. It does not feel, for feeling belongs to life, and life ended long before this. It does not listen, but everything that falls calls to it anyway. No eye can see its face, but every soul knows its outline. In the dark behind their final dream, you may run, pray, burn, rise, but the end of all paths stands still. You cannot resist it, because resistance implies difference. And in this depth, all things become the same. It does not echo, it absorbs, it does not reflect, consumes meaning, and yet it does not destroy, because destruction requires decision, and Tartarus does not choose. It is. The gods placed walls between it and the world, but those walls are made of fear, and fear cracks. It waits, not for you, but because waiting is all that remains. When time forgets its name, no throne, no altar, only pressure, only depth, only the weight that was there, before being was, and somewhere, within that stillness, stands the shape of a man, stone, cracked, unmoving. Not because he guards Tartarus, because he is Tartarus. You do not descend into Tartarus. You are peeled away from the world, until only your silence remains. And even that is not yours. This is not where souls go. This is where their echoes collapse, where memory shatters like fragile stone, where light tries once, then forgets how to try again. The statue stands, cracked, silent, not broken, but burdened beyond language. His gaze is fixed forward, not toward you, not toward anything, just forward, because even direction must end somewhere. What stands here is not an image of punishment. It is what punishment dreams of becoming. When it learns patience, nothing grows, nothing fades, even decay dies here, place before names, before fear had shape, before gods dared to open their eyes. The silence here is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of something greater than sound. The kind of silence that bends even time into stillness. It does not sleep. It does not stir. For even stirring would suggest resistance. And there is nothing here to resist. This is not emptiness. This is saturation. Too full, too dense, too ancient. The figure carved in stone does not wait, because waiting implies hope. And here, hope dissolves. Beneath the ruins of fear, beneath the ashes of gods, beneath the rhythm of cause and effect, this presence remains. You do not remember it. It remembers you, not by name, but by shadow. It does not call you closer, simply is, and all things that fall, arrive. This is not where you end. This is where ending ends. It has no mouth, yet the shape of silence speaks more than all the tongues of Olympus combined. The sky above is too far to matter, the past too shallow, the future too light. Only this remains, and it does not move. This is the gravity, beneath all myths, the breath beneath silence, the face beneath the mask of gods. You cannot fight it, you cannot follow it, you can only face it, and in doing so, forget everything that ever moved. Before time grew teeth, before fire found shape, before the first whisper dared to tremble, there was Tartarus, not a god, not a place, but presence, an ancient stillness that existed before existence had rules. Tartarus did not awaken. It never slept. It was simply there, beneath breath, beneath motion, beneath meaning. It was not formed. It was not carved. It simply pressed outward, until the world curved around it in fear. Even silence learned from Tartarus. Even darkness borrowed its weight from this stillness. The figure stands, stone, cracked, unmoving, not as symbol, not as statue, but as the shape that remains. When all shapes have vanished, it does not face you, it faces all. Its eyes see nothing, because they are older than sight, and yet you feel seen, completely, like your soul has been unwrapped, and weighed by something that does not care what it finds. This is not where endings go. This is where ending itself loses form. Tartarus does not judge. It does not forgive. It does not notice. It only absorbs. It only is. You may cry. You may call. You may remember every name you've ever loved. But those names crumble here, like ash under a tidal wave of silence. It does not rage, because rage is a storm, and storms are motion. Here, there is only pressure. It does not punish, because punishment implies intent. And Tartarus has never known want. It is still. And in that stillness, entire worlds have collapsed, without echo, not beneath, not beyond, but beneath, where gravity no longer pulls, because there is nothing left to move. Gods build walls to forget it. Myths twist its shape into something smaller. But deep within the cracks of all stories, Tartarus waits, not for return, but because it has never left. The silence is not empty. It is full, too full, heavy with all that was buried, and all that never rose. When stars are born, Tartarus does not blink. When gods fall, it does not stir. It remembers no victories. It recalls no deaths. It is not a witness. It is what they fell into. You do not find Tartarus. You shed everything, until only what is compatible remains. And that, you learn, was always part of it. Your thoughts slow. Your name fades. The noise of the world, that sweet, aching noise, drifts upward, leaving you in perfect silence. Here, meaning forgets to mean, shape forgets to hold, time forgets to move, and at the center of that forgetting, the stone figure remains, neither man, nor god, nor demon, just a form, frozen in the first breath of unbeing. His gaze is not cruel. It is unmoved. His hands do not reach. His stance does not shift. He does not wait, because waiting requires a sense of change, and change has no root here. Tartarus is the gravity, beneath fear, the density, beneath dreams, the echo, beneath every unanswered prayer. Even silence cannot rest here. Even death feels too alive. What remains is presence. Not majestic, not divine, not broken, just ultimate. You cannot call it darkness, because even darkness has movement. Here, there is only weight, and that weight is eternal. The gods cast it out, but it was never cast. They imagined themselves above it. But nothing is above. What does not rise? You cannot run. There is no direction. You cannot scream. There is no ear. You cannot exist. As you once did. Not here. Here, you are reduced, refined, returned. Not destroyed, not erased, but stripped of everything that believed it mattered. And the stone figure, the one with cracks, older than stars, simply remains. Not watching, not speaking, not remembering, just remaining, forever.